Okay, well, I don't know if I've got it or not, but the only thing that really sticks out to me is the gingill, which was supposed to be, what, prepared the day before so the stank doesn't fucking get everywhere. I thought that was the whole point of the deal.
Objection!
Is that right? Yeah, I did it. Was it really the night of the Wright? What do you mean? It could not be otherwise. The accused slew Acolyte Zealot after killing the High Priest during the purification rite. The only problem is the deceased spirit does not corroborate that. What's this? Take a good look at what the victim smelled. Do you see how it says gingill? Acolyte Zealot shouldn't have smelled any gingill on the night of the rite. What do you mean? You should fucking know, dipshit. Let me back up my statement with some evidence for you. This should explain how the victim couldn't have smelled gingill on the night of the rite. Family photo. Oh, alright then, fuck off. Here is that. Alright then, I really thought that was gonna be it. Okay, it's gotta be what's its statement then. Shut up, come on. No, the fact of it is extremely important. Important because the smell shouldn't have been present on the night of the rite. Believe statement, I guess? Family photo was taken during the Feast of Blessings, where it's customary to partake in dishes made with gingill. This is prepared during the feast, which starts at noon. Alright, it's gotta be that then. There you go. I thought the photo would do it, but alright. The High Priest's wife, Believe in me, told me about the Feast of Blessings. The feast includes a number of gingill-based dishes, and they're only supposed to be served at a certain time the day before the rite. Why, I believe you're right. I'd completely forgotten about that. During the feast, the unique smell of gingill pervades the entire kingdom. The fact that the victim smelled it means he was murdered between noon and 3 PM, the day before the purification rite. Well, I thought the stank was so bad that it took a while to fuck off. That was the whole reason you did it beforehand? I'm not so easily fooled. Did that autopsy report not make it clear? The estimated time of death was during the rite. Oh right, I told her about that yesterday. Forgive me, your benevolence, but the estimated time of death is just that, an estimate. Depending on the circumstances, it's possible for it to change. What's this? Like, if a body was kept cold, the slowed rate of decay makes the death seem more recent. Where's my fucking water gone? There you go. Oh dear. Well, I believe I have heard something of the sort before. If it is as Mr. Wright claims, the estimated time of death in the autopsy report will have to be revised. Well, yeah, he's still picking apart little things when there's still the big looming problem. Zealot's autopsy report updated in the court record. Although actually, I suppose this does change something pretty significant, because if the knife was in him and he was killed beforehand, then that means the knife couldn't have been used to kill, Blokey-do. Barbed head, you blinded me with science! Sorry. Wait, what am I apologizing for? No matter. The murder may have occurred in the afternoon hours the day before the rite. Nevertheless, the murder weapon with the accused prints on it is incontrovertible evidence. I will now amend my insight to account for this new truth. The afternoon of the day before the rite, though a bit dark, the pattern on the plaza's ground was visible. Seems fair. The time of death has been corrected, leaving my insight infallible. Nick! A change in the time of death is bound to cause some sort of an inconsistency. If I had something that showed what it was like on that day, it could really help. Heavy? What the fuck is heavy? The accused held the defenseless victim down and plunged a knife into his neck. Struck true, and in that instance he departed from this. Alright, yeah, I got the Gingill, but now I'm a bit out of yeah. I don't fucking know. I'm not allowed to offer this shit as evidence. Oh. Well, he was certainly there. Yeah. Okay, well, when the fuck did he go out? There's nothing to... I swear we were told when he buggered off. I don't fucking know. Like I say, it's more, I don't know what exactly we're looking for. It was the afternoon of the day before the... Though a bit dark, the pattern on the plaza ground was visible. I don't know, I'm sort of... a bit... Nothing's standing out. Alright, it's Gingill, then Plume Punisher, then Heavy gets fucking heavy. And then he gets stabbed. Alright, the blade's not true, and in that instant he departed from this world. In that instant? Is that what I'm going for? Am I rolling with that? Gonna roll with that. Objection! Rolling with that? No. Okay. Right, alright, fine, I was fucking wrong, sorry, Jesus. I do not know, friends. I don't fucking know. Like, held the victim down? I really can't think of anything that stands out to me. I mean, it's fine. Like, you can see the pattern and like in the photo, and you can see the pattern in the vision. You can see his hands. To be honest, I'm gonna roll with the heavy bit, because I honestly can't think of something. Like, unless it was that the symbol is wrong, I don't fucking know. Or was the weather weird? Do we have something in like a fucking paper? Ice that froze... Oh, hang on a fucking minute. The thick white ice that froze the ground from the inside in the pot till yesterday has melted. So it shouldn't have been visible, because it should have been fucking iced over.
Objection!
Is that what we're doing? Yeah! The change in the date and time of the crime has caused a new inconsistency to surface. What's this? Oh, you're making that irritating face again! Cease that at once! Sorry, but this is the face I was born with. The face of the smuggest man alive. Now, let's focus on what is important. What the victim saw in his final moments. Do you have bats in the belfry, barbed head? There is nothing to see. The ground at the plaza was all that entered the victim's eyes. And that's what I find so strange. On the day before the Wright, it should have been impossible to see that pattern on the ground. Impossible, you say? Do explain. This piece of evidence shows why the plaza's ground was not visible that day. It was the newspaper, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Take that!
This newspaper has an article that is tiny in size but huge in importance. It says that the ground was covered with thick white ice the day before the Wright. White? But... The victim did not see so much as an ice cube on the ground. Exactly. And so we must ask, what was the victim looking at in his final moments? Oh, I fucking know what it is! Oh, I got it! I know it. There you go. With you. On board. Cool. If you have something to say, then say it. The last thing the victim saw was not the ground at the Plaza of Devotion. This can only mean that he was killed elsewhere. I know where. What? 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 Then where do you propose the victim was actually killed? Yes, tell us where. Otherwise, your argument is worthless. Oh, I know where it is, dipshit! Don't do that to me. Oh, I hadn't gotten to that part yet. Any ideas, Maya? Let me think. Well, it's somewhere green and shaggy, right? Right, but where could that be? What is it, Barbed Head? Giving up already? Not at all! Now, where have I seen something green and shaggy? This shows where the victim was killed. Oh yeah, in the bag. It is that. It is that. You can see handprints on the fucking thing. Beautiful. The secret hideout the rebels were using. The rebel hideout? There was no such place anywhere on the floor of that chamber. You're absolutely right. There's no place on the floor anyway. Then what did the victim see in his final moments if not the floor of the rebel hideout? What the victim saw in his final moments.
Take that!
Look at me fucking go. The shaggy green surface the victim saw was one of the moss-covered stone slabs. With his fucking handprints on it! Boom! As you can see, there are two distinct hand-shaped impressions in the moss here. I believe the victim was killed while he stood there with his hands pressed against the slab. That does agree with the seance vision. However, one cannot definitely declare that they are one and the same. I concur. There is no proof that a murder occurred in the rebel hideout. Indeed, what evidence do you have of this? I've already shown you the evidence. What do you mean? Please take a look at this second version of the photo I just showed you. You can see the results of the luminol test I performed in the rebel hideout. This is proof positive that someone had been bleeding in front of that stone slab. Is this true? This information has already been provided to the police. Detective Sky, to whom does this blood belong? We thought it was the High Priest blood that flowed in from the outside, so we haven't tested it yet. Then you must do so at once! Yes, Your Majesty. I was on a fucking roll. Did you guys see it? Did you see it? I brayed so good. It appears the police have finished testing the blood. Detective Sky, your report, please. The blood found in the rebel hideout belongs to Pure Zealot, just like the defense claims. Detective Sky, do you realize what your blunder has done to me? When this trial concludes, I want to see you in my prayer chamber. There I will deliver a joyous sermon onto you for 8 hours straight. I'm really sorry, but please, anything but that. Nick, maybe, just maybe, this is the chance we've been waiting for. Yep, it would seem so. I hate to do this to Emma, but go for it, it's full speed ahead. The victim was killed in the rebel hideout the day before the purification rite. Then, his body was moved to the Plaza of Devotion by someone we've yet to identify. So when we thought we saw Acolyte Zealot praying during the rite, he was already dead! Ah! Again, why are you getting angry at her? She hasn't done anything wrong, she's just interpreted it stupidly, because she doesn't look at any of the facts, she's just a bit of a pillock. And that's not all. If he was killed at the Inner Sanctum, that would explain one more thing. And that would be how the time of death was made to look later than it actually was, the proof of which was left behind at the Sanctum. It was? This points to how the time of death was made to appear later than it actually was. Come again? It's not that, is it? No, you've lost me on that one, chum. I'm gonna rock and roll with that though, actually. Cool. Why, these are photos of the Inner Sanctum? I'd like you to focus on this one. The proof is right here in this photo. This is how the time of death was made to appear later than it really was. Do you see how the snow has been removed from this one spot only? That's because it was used to keep the victim's body cold. And that's why the time of death wasn't what it seemed. You still haven't really changed the big important central one yet, but okay. The time was mistaken, and the place too, and just what do you believe that proves? That my client is innocent. One of her fingerprints on the dagger, and the Plume Punisher theme the victim heard. Oh, you can do the fucking Plume Punisher thing as well. You have failed to address these two key pieces of evidence. No, you haven't! It's right fucking there! It's the clock now! Wasn't this your big chance, Nick? I'm really hoping that the difference in location can invalidate either the weapon or the theme song from being used as evidence against you. Actually, that might be possible, at least for one of them. Really? What's this? You say you could contradict our argument for a key piece of evidence? Very well, let us see you try. Nick, take a good look at the rebel hideout photo. Oh! The defense can invalidate this piece of evidence. The Plume Punisher theme? And how do you intend to support such a claim? Well, you're there, dipshit. Since the murder happened in the rebel hideout, there's something there that played the theme song other than my client's strap. It wasn't the strap, is this true? The item that played the Plume Punisher theme song was that. This is a Plume Punisher alarm clock. I believe the victim heard its alarm go off. What proof do you have that the alarm went off? What proof do you have that it was my client's strap that played the theme song? Aha! Do not twist the facts of your lawyerly wiles. Either way, the accused would still be guilty based off of her prints on the murder weapon. And here is what really happened. Oh, really? You're still trying it again? Victim stood with his hands on the stone slab in the hideout. The afternoon of the day before the riot. Yeah, actually, you can kind of rock and roll with that. Though there have been some twists and turns, that is the truth of what happened. Arrgh! I won't get anywhere until I can eliminate the dagger. Most impressive, your benevolence. Really? She's been fucking slapped up and down the bloody place. I see no inconsistencies anywhere in the prosecution's case. No. There is one. Is there? What's this? You still claim there to be an inconsistency? Try as you might, the outcome will always be the same. Really? It seemed pretty airtight. Yeah. Wait, because when Pheonix tried to push the slab, it was like... He touched it and it almost fell over. I'm gonna kind of rock and roll with that. Maybe?
Objection!
Did I nail it? Oh, look at me go, man! Fucking roll! The victim was originally thought to have been stabbed while bent over in prayer, but he was actually standing with his hands against the stone slab. So the question is, where did the sensation of something heavy come from? Yes, I see your point. Since the victim was standing, he couldn't have been held down. Eep! Then tell us, Mr. Wright, what was that heavy sensation felt by the victim? What caused the heavy sensation Zealot felt? Any thoughts, Maya? I agree that sense of heaviness seems important, but there's also the matter of Zealot's hands on the stone slab. Why were they even there? Could it be related to the cause of the heavy sensation? Well, Mr. Wright, do you have an answer for us? Of course! If I just envisioned the state Zealot was in when he was killed... The cause of the heaviness the victim felt was... the falling stone slab. The only conceivable cause is the stone slab falling over, trapping the victim underneath. Oh, that could be it, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, I suppose, because it's like, it looks like he's being pushed down, and then you could also interpret that as he's pushing into it to try and stop it, but there's no actual, like, perspective of you seeing what he's doing to it. That's quite neat, actually. What? Oh! Oh! The stone slab came falling down on him, crushing him underneath. Right! That was the cause of the heavy sensation the victim felt. While your theory is impressive, you have overlooked a key fact. There's still a knife in his back. The victim was not crushed to death, rather he was stabbed. Oh yeah. Or do you claim that the dagger was plunged in after the slab had fallen on him? Well yeah, there'd be no blood, because he'd be dead. Plus, had the killer been behind the victim, they would have both been crushed together. Well, would you care to explain? Sure, I'd love to. That doesn't mean I can. How could the dagger have been plunged in after the slab fell on the victim? The killer couldn't have plunged the dagger into the victim after the slab fell on him. But what if the murder weapon wasn't what we thought it was? Well, there were other weapons in the rebel hideout. But the entrance to the hideout is right by the stone slab. There isn't enough space between the two to use any of the weapons found within. Yeah, there's not much space by the entrance, is there? Oh shit, I know what it is! It fucking fell backwards and landed on the statue jiggery. So what was the real murder weapon then? I better think of something. If the murder weapon wasn't the dagger, then the dagger must have been plunged into the victim after he was already dead. That means he was stabbed at least twice, but the autopsy doesn't mention that. Then he must have been stabbed in the same spot with something shaped like the dagger. Yeah, I got it. It's the fucking statue, isn't it? Because it can turn all the way around. Will the defense care to offer an explanation sometime this century? Wait, wasn't there something dagger-like near the scene of the crime? Something that had a shape similar to the warbar dagger. Present your evidence at this time, Mr. Wright. This shows what really killed the victim. Right, what random fucking bit of bloody evidence have I got to try and finagle now? Like, there's no... yeah... I think it's gonna have to be this, isn't it? Yeah, we're rolling with it! Is this not the photo from the scene of the High Priest murder? Are you suggesting the murder weapon is hidden herein? This is what really took Pere Zealot's life. That shit. But that is the Warbard statue? Exactly. The Warbard statue has dagger-like feathers protruding from it. That is what really took the victim's life! You imbecilic fool! The statue is outside of the hideout! How do you propose it impaled someone who was inside? Haven't you heard? The Warbard statue also functions as the hideout's door. What do you mean? The statue can pull a complete switcheroo! A switcheroo? To put it simply, it's a revolving door. A revolving door? Why, that makes perfect sense. Therefore, I believe the truth behind the divination seance to be this. As the victim entered the secret hideout, the stone sculpture came toppling towards him. He threw up his hands to stop it, but its weight forced him backwards. Unfortunately, the Warbard statue was right behind him. This cannot be! Hang on a minute, this is still... How did the fucking thing get put back upright? How did you turn the Warbard statue around again? But the accused's fingerprints were found on the dagger. She had held it while rehearsing for the rite, which is when her prints got on it. Gah! This is a shocking turn of events, but there is a great deal of circumstantial evidence in the defense's favour. I believe we must accept that the Warbard statue was what killed the victim. Ha-ha! Now that we know how Acolyte Zealot really met his demise, there's no basis for claiming my client committed this crime. Well, you've got one, you ain't got the other yet, have you? How can this be happening yet again? The divination seance is the only truth. No, your benevolence. It's not the truth itself, but it is a means for shedding light on the truth. Yeah. Do you understand now? Your kingdom needs lawyers so that they can interpret your insights. But that means I have been misinterpreting the voices of the spirits all this time? Yeah, you kind of shit. Sorry. Your benevolence! Are you unwell? All the colour is drained from your face. I will be fine. Continue your proceedings without me. As you wish. Aww. I feel kind of bad for her. Now then, I would have the defense continue. Please explain what you have learned now that we know the victim how the victim actually died. Acolyte Zealot was killed in the hideout before the High Priest's murder. That means the body found at the Plaza of Devotion was moved there by the real killer. But only after the Warbar dagger was thrust into him. To make it look like the murder weapon. Maya's still pretty much in the firing line for one of them, though. Although you do have to wonder why exactly she would prop up the big stone pillar again and then take the body off the spike and then take it down the steps and then put him in a praying pose and then stab him. That does seem a bit stupid. That does seem to agree with what we know. But why would the real killer go to such lengths? I believe stabbing Acolyte Zealot's body with a dagger and moving it to the plaza was... to make it look like a serial murder? Yeah. It was an attempt to make my client look like a serial killer. That's right, the real killer planned all of this. Yeah, you haven't really got anything for that, have you? This forged serial murder case. They did? That's it, Nick. Keep hammering away. Oh, crikey. Yeah, he's not wrong. Your reasoning has more holes in it than that cheese you foreigners so enjoy. Hey, get off our cheese. What? Like those putrid, hole-ridden clumps of curds that only a rat like you could love. You fuck off the cheese, man. Your reasoning, much like your putrid, hole-ridden brain, has putrefied. What's this deal with things going putrid? You have yet to overturn my argument that the accused is the killer. A careful analysis of the chain of events up to the killing exposes the truth as follows. Disguised as Lady Kira, the accused found the rebel hideout the day before the Wright, but Acolyte Zealot had followed her there after noticing her suspicious behaviour. Caught by surprise, she pushed the stone slab toward him, and we know the rest. Okay, I've never been to the rebel hideout in my life! When the High Priest arrived at the Sanctum the next day, he realised what she had done. That is when the accused murdered him in order to silence him. I believe Prosecutor Saad Mahdi has posed a compelling scenario. The defence, on the other hand, has yet to disprove the accused's guilt. Why would my client move Acolyte Zealot's body to where everyone could see it? And why would she stab the dagger with her fingerprints into his dead body? She had no reason to do any of those things. The dagger in his corpse was likely a warning to the rebels. Something along the lines of, Lady Kira will slay the Defiant Dragons. With her fingerprints on it? So that is why she moved the body to the plaza for all to see. Now he has the judge convinced too? I thought I'd finally made some headway. Well, Mr. Wright, about time for one of your groans of distress, is it not? Groan of distress? It kills me to admit this, but I've got nothing to counter his argument with. And I still haven't disproven the allegations against Maya. Is it not time to end your futile struggle? You were already judged guilty yesterday. That makes you a dead lawyer walking. Accept the death that now awaits you, and in doing so, finally know peace. That sounds a bit odd from the judgy. A dead lawyer walking indeed. Then again, are not all lawyers who practice in whatever. But I must admit, I misspoke earlier. Allow me to amend my statement. I had said the defense's reasoning had a putrid cheese-like smell. But I now realise the stench was from his own putrid body, on the verge of death. Now I'm a rotting zombie. Think, who could have killed Zealot the day before the Wright? Who knew about the rebel hideout, and could gain access to the inner sanctum? Well, that friendly knife-wielding bloke, basically. Only those involved with the Wright can enter the sanctum, so... Wait a second! Only a rebel would have known about the secret hideout, and the only person who was involved with the Wright had access to the sanctum, and was suspected of being a rebel is... Oh, crikey, he's come up with something. Did somebody come to mind? Yes, except there's one huge problem. A huge problem? What are you two going on about? Plotting your escape from this sacred hall? I would not put it past you, considering you have no means to raise further objection. If I don't do something, Prosecutor Sardmarty will have this one in the bag. I'll just have to bluff my way out of this, regardless of that huge problem. Your Majesty, I believe there is another suspect in Pure Zealot's murder. Even the most benevolent Holy Mother would not forgive such a desperate lie. After all, you know very well that such a person does not exist. It's gonna be fucking in me. In me? Whatever. No, there is one person who knew everything. Oh wait, no, is it gonna be, it's either his wife or it's, the bloke. Does such a figure truly exist? Tell us, who might that be? I believe the prime suspect in Acolyte Zealot's murder is... I kind of want to go with him, because he's a rebel, and he can get there. But you could also turn it around and say Belib, quite happily. I'm going to be fruity and go with Belib. No, alright. It was worth a cheeky dig, though. I might be onto something, I'll come back to that later. Fine then, it's, terrorist. Allowed to enter, yeah. There you go. It had to be someone allowed to enter the sanctum, and who knew of the hideout. And that would be the High Priest. He could have committed the crime if it occurred the day before the rite. You would pin a crime upon the dead, knowing very well they tell no tales. Have you no shame? Dead men tell no tales. That is definitely a problem. If only the High Priest could tell his side of the story. What? Do I have something on my face? Wait a second, could this actually work? Oh no! Don't tell me I have some of my breakfast caught between my teeth. No, if there's even the slightest possibility, I'll have to go with it. Your Majesty, dead men do tell tales. Therefore, I would like to request the High Priest's testimony. Really? His testimony? And just how do you propose we get the deceased to testify? There's a way for the dead to testify. It's known as channeling. Summon him here by means of spirit channeling. What did you just say? Rabble! 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 He has been kind of bold there, I must say. Peace. I'm frankly astonished you even know of such a thing, but spirit channeling is a secret art that only Her Eminence Queen Garan can perform. And Her Eminence is far too busy with other duties to perform it at our pleasure. I suspected as much. That means our only hope is... Do you want to be innocent or not, woman? It's okay, Nick. You can tell them. But Maya... I thought you wanted to keep it a secret here in Karain. Don't worry. It's not like it's against the law or violates some religious precepts, so... I don't think we'll be punished. At least I hope not. But this is a crucial period for you. It will decide whether you become Master of Karain. We don't have any other choice now, do we? If I'm found guilty, it'll be a lot worse than not becoming Master of Karain. Alright. Thanks, Maya. Actually... there is someone here who is capable of channeling spirits. But even Her Benevolence Princess Rafa finds the divination seance to be a challenge. Who could possibly have greater spiritual power than she, aside from the Queen? That would be me. Oh, it's all getting funky chunky. Peace! Peace, I say! Is this true? Is the accused capable of performing the secret art of spirit channeling? Well, yes. Yes, I can. Now, your Majesty, we'd like your permission to begin. Oh, shit. She is pissed! Your benevolence! This is an outrage! An outrage, I say! First, you make a mockery of the divination seance, and now spirit channeling? They are lovely souls, aren't they? Still your voices! Barbed head, spirit channeling is the most sacred and secret of arts. Are you prepared to face the consequence of what you propose? Yes, I am. Your benevolence, are you saying you approve of their use of spirit channeling? I will judge whether their claim is true. If this is but another of their lies, they shall be executed on the spot. Very well then. Your benevolence, what if the accused accidentally calls forth an evil spirit? Do you truly believe this foreigner is capable of channeling spirits? Oh, no, but I wanted to be sure, as I am responsible for the safety of all present. Well, an inexperienced practitioner could inadvertently call forth a dangerous spirit. But do not fear, for I have a Magatama of parting. With it, I can send spirits back to the Twilight Realm by halting the flow of spiritual power. Does that mean you could kill people with it? It seems a bit silly. That is a relief indeed. These foreigners have thrown down the gauntlet. Let us not shirk from their challenge. We must prove them guilty and deliver their last rites. Do I make myself clear, Prosecutor Sardmardi? Perfectly, Your Benevolence. Very well, the accused may channel the High Priest spirit. But first we must take a short recess to prepare. We will resume as soon as the preparations are complete. Until then, this court is adjourned. You would have thought, like I say, you would have thought it would work brilliantly here. They'll probably be fucking all over it. Crikey. Right. Oh, God. Even though it's only 40 minutes, I will have a break, and then hopefully we will conclude this bitch in one big, funky, chunky swoop. Maybe. I don't know. See how we do. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.